Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany Primo, and I am the high school director at Riverside Christian School in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. And we are just excited to be announcing the opening of our high school in the fall of 2020. We have been a preschool through 8th grade school for many years, and we are just very excited to be adding the 9th through 12th grade in the fall. So we just want to get some information out there. So this is just a brief info meeting to tell you a little bit about what our high school will look like, what the kids will see from day to day, and what they'll be experiencing. So I'm just going to dive right into the presentation. And I would just encourage you, if you have any questions, to contact us after watching this video. Now, we are a next generation high school. And you might be wondering, like, what is next generation? Our students, our kids are learning technology way beyond anything that we ever learned. And so this type of model, this next generation model, is where we're going to incorporate that knowledge and experience in technology with traditional classes. So students will be well equipped to go to college, to go to their careers, to live life, because we're carrying around computers in our hands every day. Our phones are little computers. So this type of education is just going to help equip our kids for the future. So they will have a combination of online classes, traditional classes, classes that are taught in a classroom here on site. They will have post-secondary opportunities. That is where a high school student takes college classes and earns credit for both high school and college. It's a great way to jumpstart a college career for somebody if they are ready. They'll have off-campus opportunities, and we'll provide internships for our students as well. Now we'll be partnering with North Star Academy. They are an online Christian school that will be providing the majority of the classes for our students. The online courses will all be provided by North Star. They are fully accredited, and the diploma will be issued through North Star Academy. They have double NCAA approved courses. The website is listed there, and you are welcome to check that out. In a little bit, I will go through some sample classes with you, so you'll have the opportunity to see what the students will be seeing as they do their coursework each day. North Star provides a learning management system, so that is what the students will log into each day. Now, many people think of online learning as staring at a computer screen, scrolling through page after page, boring, right? That's not what this is. They interact with students in many different formats. There are going to be discussions where students will be able to interact with each other. They'll be able to interact with students from around the world. The teachers are from all over the country. They will have video opportunities, audio for listening, tests, quizzes, projects, labs, just lots of different learning modules. North Star also provides the counseling. So when a student enrolls, we will connect with a counselor at North Star to develop that graduation track, to get those students on the right track for graduation and beyond as they prepare for their careers, they prepare for college, whatever it might be. Now, North Star provides 3 different types of classes. There's the virtual program, the enriched virtual, or the North Star cooperative. The VRP, they use the North Star teachers. It is self-paced. The students will be working through the coursework at their own pace, which is wonderful, because what that means is going to be personalized to that student's ability. So if there's someone who goes through very quickly and they're able to go through the lessons on a faster pace, we'll be able to set that up to make it work. If there's a student who needs a little bit more time, or even a student who fluctuates between the two. Maybe this lesson is easy peasy and they're able to get it done quickly, but the next lesson will take longer. They'll be able to take that time that they need to learn it. Now, self-paced does not mean there's not deadlines. There are deadlines that are set, but they're set according to each student's abilities. Every teacher, North Star teacher, has office hours. They are posted on their bios. You're able to see when they're available, but that does not mean it's the only time they're available. You can also contact them and set up a time outside of that that works for both of you. Now we're going to go into the North Star Academy website to look at what these courses look like. Give me just a minute as it pulls it up. And you go to northstaracademy.org. Under About, you will see sample courses right here. The website is here. The username and password is also listed here. So if you click on the website, you'll be prompted to enter the username and password. Oh, but you should spell it right if you want to use the right one. And so this is what it'll look like for each of the students when they log in each day. They'll have a username and password, and the courses will pop up. Now, remember, these are sample courses, and this online school is for 4th grade through 12th grade. So you'll see there are courses here for a variety of grades. Your students' page will only have the classes that they are enrolled in. This is just for you to get a feel for what kind of classes are available. We're going to go to anatomy and physiology. You can see here that their grade will be posted. Their progress is just right here at a glance. Timeline they have to complete the course. That is not going to be for students. They're not going to have 2 years to complete it. This is just a sample course, but their timeline will be posted there. As we go in, you'll see the welcome and a lesson. Now this one is set right now at lesson 4. They'll be able to go in, see where they last were, where they left off. Go in. Every course has an orientation, as well as the students will do a North Star Academy orientation at the beginning of the year. That'll be the first day. We all will go through the orientation, and then every class that they have to do an orientation to that course, to that teacher, so that they're comfortable with what that format will look like for that class. They can always go in here, look at their teachers. Their teachers have a little biography in here, so you can learn about them, so you know who's teaching you. Get a little bit more comfortable with them, a little more personal. Know who you're interacting with each day. You can see on here office hours. This is where you'll see when they post their office hours. But as you see, her times are available here, but she also says, contact me if that does not work for you. Lessons. So you go and look at the task list. Day 1, this is what they're going to work on. Typically Monday, but that doesn't mean necessarily if they're working ahead, it might be any day of the week. If they're working behind, it might be a different day as well. Their lesson is here. This is day 1 lesson. Gives them a little image over here, tells them what to read. Okay, there's going to be both hard copy books as well as ebooks. And so the student, again, depending on the student, the 2 different options will be available for them. Go through each of these, the lessons, there will be links that you can click on. Now, one of the really cool things that North Star provides in their learning management system is this little thing right here, text to speech. Some people just learn better hearing it. They're much more auditory. So you can highlight whatever section it is that you want read to you. Click play.
If there was any system of the body that so easily points back to God's creator.
It reads it to you. Now, what if English is not your first language? Right over here, you can have it translated for you. So if we choose this, we do translation. It's going to translate it for them, just one word at a time. You can choose the languages over here. There are 6 different languages, including English, that can be chosen for translation. Now, maybe there's a word that you just really don't know. We'll just choose humans, but maybe you don't know the word, what that means. There's a dictionary. Be able to have a definition here. Maybe you're kind of getting it, but not fully sure. There's a picture dictionary, which then shows you pictures to kind of reinforce that learning. So I just think that tool is so great. So we just went through a lesson, so you get a feel for that. You can go in here and look at these sample courses as yourself to get a feel for what the students will be doing, learn how they'll be learning. This one has an image with some reading again. The reading assignment for today. Different attachments. Now, some of the courses have where you will be doing assignments right on the computer. Others might have you doing assignments and then scanning them in. Might be through picture, you can take pictures of it, saving it and sending it in. Google Docs are examples of things you can do. Some of them are going to be assignments where you will record yourself doing something and sending it in. Those are all options depending on the teacher's preferences. Math, for example, you can't just click, okay, A, B, D, whatever the answer might be. You're going to have to actually show your work on a piece of paper. So you'll write out the equation, solve the problem on paper, and that'll be scanned in so a teacher can see how you came up with that answer. Over here, you'll be able to see grades. You can see percentage, kind of like where are you at in completing the course. Your grades will be listed here. Now, there's no grades entered because this is a sample class, but your grades all will be listed here for you, and you'll be able to see the progress. You can communicate with your teachers through this and save your activities. So that is what the learning management system will look like for the student as they sign in. Their classes will be listed here. All right, so I'm going to jump back to the PowerPoint and move on from there. So those were the self-paced courses. There's also the ERP, which are the live classes. They are scheduled weekly. So there'll be a time once a week where you'll be online with a teacher, but you then have assignments every day to complete until you meet again that next week. Those teachers also have to schedule times that you can meet with them if there's something outside of that weekly scheduled class that you have questions on. This is something we've thought about more so for maybe math or sciences that a student might want to have more of an interaction with their teacher on a regular basis. These classes, though, are not currently available for this format's not available for every class at this time. So it's something we have to look into if there's a class that the student is interested in this format to see if it's available. Then there's the NCP. NCP is when North Star creates the curriculum and then gives it to our school to teach it. So then our teachers here on site will be teaching the course with their curriculum. They give us flexibility to be able to adapt it to what's best for our students and what's best for our school. So even though the curriculum comes from them, we'll be able to use it in a way that fits best for us. We want this format for our Bible classes because we feel that Bible is really important to have relational interaction on. We also are going to be doing this for our Phy-Ed and health class. Now, that's a question I've had from quite a few is Phy-Ed. How do you do Phy-Ed online? Interestingly enough, you can, and it just involves journaling. And so they say, cardio this week, and then they have a certain assignment and they have to do it and journal. We want to provide that on site. So health, Phy-Ed, more classes coming up, we'll talk about that will also be provided on site, as well as our Bible courses as we go through them. Students will be required to take a Bible class every year because it's important to remain in God's Word. North Star teachers have their biographies listed on the website. They are Christ followers. They are mission-minded. They seek to help the students be the very best they can. They are content experts. So when they teach science, they are an expert in that content and are able to help others learn it as well. And they create their curriculum on their own. There are over 200 classes available. The core components of language arts, math, science, and social studies will all be provided through North Star. There's also many different types of electives, and we'll have some electives on site, and we'll have some electives provided online through North Star as well. There are advanced placement courses and then the dual enrollment, as I mentioned earlier. As I just mentioned, the core components will be through North Star at this time. Electives will be either online through North Star or on site here. If you would like to see a full listing of the courses that'll be available, you can go to rcsrams.org, rcsrams.org, and you'll see the full list of classes there. Now, each student will be assigned a laptop computer and will have to sign a computer and internet agreement. This is something the parents will also have to review and sign. It's just to review to make sure that we know we all agree upon how the computer is to be used. The family will be paying a technology fee each year, and at the end of the 4 years, so 9th through 12th grade, upon graduation, the computer will be that student's to keep. Now, if a student doesn't complete the full 4 years, there will just be, we'll work out the agreement, which will be listed in the paperwork as to what that would look like for a fee in order to keep the computer if they wanted. Every student will have to provide their own headphones. If they're doing an online live class, they'll also have to purchase microphones. We will be bringing a facility to our campus. Those of you who know our school know that we are busting at the seams, which is a wonderful problem to have. We don't have room to fit in high school students. So we're bringing in a facility we put here on our campus, and it also gives them a sense of their own space and to take ownership of their own space. Freshmen and sophomore will be required to be on site during regular school hours. There will not be a flexible schedule unless it's an individual case that we need to consider. Now, juniors and seniors will be much more flexible. It'll be dependent upon if they have internships, if they have jobs, if maybe their course load isn't as heavy, they'll be able to do more flexible scheduling, which will be scheduled per student to what fits their needs the best. The one thing that's not flexible is chapel on Wednesday mornings. That is something that we feel is very important for us to worship together and to have that time as a community. Our students will have chapel together, time of worship together, K through 12th grade, but then we'll also have opportunities for the message to be different, to be at the level of understanding for the students that are hearing the message that day. Our students will be paired up with other students. This is something we already do in K through 8, and we'll be including the 9th through 12th graders, where they will have a younger student to mentor and to have prayer time 2 times a month where they get to have that connection. This is a class that we are working on creating. We've already received approval from North Star to provide this class. It's called Life Beyond the Classroom, and it's one that we are very, very excited about. It's Home Ec Plus. Okay, so we're going to be teaching those basic skills of cooking and grocery shopping, taking care of your home, your car, your lawn, finances. Who wouldn't have loved to have had a class on finances, personal finances in high school? And it's not just like save this much, spend this much. It also includes insurance, investments, taxes, saving for college, all those things that are definitely needed. It's a Dave Ramsey course that we'll be providing to our students. And this is one of those classes that we'll be integrating the community because we feel it's really important for our students to be a part of our community and our community to be part of our school. And so we will be bringing in people to be teaching them in their content areas. So you don't want me teaching someone how to check a car. Okay, so we'll bring somebody in who knows to teach the kids how do you check the oil, how do you change a tire, things like that. Bring someone in who's really attuned to maybe like a chef, someone who could do a fun activity with us, teaching us something that's gourmet meal. So it's going to be that part of it, the home ec part of it, but then also career and college exploration, where students will explore the areas of interest for their careers, colleges, and just life outside of the school. Everyday missionaries is another class we're working on. Now, we tend to think of missionaries as people who do this as a career. They are called by God, they are in some foreign country doing mission work. That's not what the Bible calls us to necessarily. He calls us to all be missionaries, to be sharing the gospel with everyone. You don't have to go to a foreign country to be a missionary. And so the name Everyday Missionary came about because it's something we should be doing every day. This is another class that's going to be really getting us into the community and the community to us. So we're going to bring in people who have done mission work to share with us, to teach us about that. Again, not just those who are doing it as a career, but those who have gone to experience even short-term mission work, people who created their own work and are sharing and loving on others. We're also going to be learning about other cultures, exposing ourselves to other cultures, other parts of the world, bringing people into our school to teach us about their culture, going out into the community and learning about their cultures, about Christian persecution, all those things that will help our kids grow stronger in their faith. And the world, broader worldview. What will a typical day look like? I feel it's very important for us to do devotions each day. Time for us to sit down together, to connect with each other, and to start in God's Word. So each day we'll start with that. Tentatively, the schedule I'm looking at is 45-minute periods each day. Now, that 45 minutes does not mean that student is done with the class and will be moving on to the next one. Really, what that 45-minute marker is going to mean, like, let's get up and move. Okay, let's give our mind a break for a minute, shift around. We're really looking at a flexible seating arrangement where kids can be sitting, standing, sitting in a bean bag, high top table. They'll get an opportunity to move around and to not just be sitting stationary, staring at a computer all day. So if a student at the end of the 45 minutes is not done with their coursework, that is a-okay. They can then, after they moved around a little bit, sit down and continue on in that course until they have finished what they need to finish for that day. There will be a 25-minute study hall at the end. That will be optional for juniors and seniors, depending upon their needs. They might be able to leave before that time. However, if they need that time for coursework, they will be asked to stay as well. Freshmen and sophomore, they'll be available for extra time to work in coursework that they have left to do for the day. As I mentioned, every student's schedule will be individual according to what their needs are, and that will be flexible. You know, maybe they start off on a course with a plan of these deadlines, and they're finding that's going to take them longer because they need to spend more time studying. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe it's going quicker. They're learning the material quicker. That'll be okay as well. Now, I will have access to the behind the scenes, so I'll be able to see the grades of students. I'll be able to see kind of how they're progressing through it. I'll be able to see how long they're spending on activities. And so if they're in an activity for 2 minutes and it should have been 30 minutes, I'll be able to see that. And we'll be able to talk about needing to get back in there and spending a little more time to better understand that content. Lunch will be served in our main building. As I mentioned, high school will be in a different building, but our main building here on campus will have lunch. This is also where we will do like music, art, gym, FIAD, all those things. It will be open campus though. So if a student has parental permission, they will be able to leave the campus to go out for lunch for that set time frame. Graduation requirements. North Star will be issuing the diploma. There are 2 different options. There's the standard diploma, which is 24 credits. This is for someone who's not necessarily college bound, someone who wants to start their career right out of high school, someone who wants to go into the military. But then there's the advanced career diploma, which is someone who's going on to a 4-year degree. A couple of differences is that an advanced diploma requires 2 years of foreign language and extra math and extra science. And that's the requirements of most 4-year colleges as well. So the student will be able to choose with the parent on what's the best option for them. And they can change, 9th grade, they might say one thing and decide down the road. We then can shift their graduation plan to make that fit for them. North Star requires that 25% of the courses be provided by them. And both diplomas exceed Minnesota and North Dakota standards for total credits. What it'll look like is that I will be there to guide kids through the system, the online system, to help them navigate how to use that, provide support, provide help with connecting with teachers, maybe tutors, whatever it is that student is needing. We will be also providing the classes on site, such as the Bible practica or the Bible classes, Deputy Missionary, Life Beyond the Classroom, so on. Those will be taught by myself. And as we continue to grow, we'll be adding paraprofessionals in to help with that student-adult ratio. Bringing the building in as soon as we can. Once the ground starts to thaw and snow clears, I guess is the first step. Snow clears, the mud clears and they're able to come in and do the groundwork, they then will do that and bring the building in hopefully early summer. And then we can continue to prepare the building for opening in the fall. Tuition is uniform for K through 12. If you're curious on the current rates, please do call us. Our number is 218-773-1770, and we'd be happy to share that with you. There is a $600 annual fee, which includes technology, activities, and textbooks. Textbooks are going to vary from student to student. Activities will include a retreat. We will take a retreat in the fall to just kind of kick off the year and to connect with each other. So why choose RCHS? Personalized, it's Christian education. Personalized in that we are looking at each student as their individual person, okay? Every student will do a placement exam before they start, which will then place them in the coursework that's going to be best for them. So if a 9th grader is working at junior level for math, that would be an option for them. Maybe a 9th grader is working at an 8th grade level for math. That's where we'll start as well. It's going to be personalized according to what that student needs, not just what's available. Christian education, focusing on the Christian worldview, looking at how is God a part of everything that we see, we do, and everything that we believe in. These courses will prepare students for college and life beyond. We offer classes both on campus and off campus, just really focusing on the community part of it, looking into the community and how can we provide and serve others. One thing I should note is that everyday missionary class, we're going to be doing a mission trip at the end of the year, but that isn't the only time that our students will be serving others. 9th through 12th grade, our students are going to be in a community serving others, working at our local food bank, our homeless shelter, helping the elderly in the community, serving others. It's very important. We're offering internships according to the students' interests, not just, oh, these are the sites, those are the ones to choose from, but actually honing in what is that child's interests and career goals and what can we do to help increase that interest and knowledge. Schedules will be flexible, and they'll be able to practice their leadership skills both here at the school and in the community. The next steps would be to give us a call to set up a tour. We would love to see you. We'd love to connect with you and have an opportunity to visit with you more. All high school students will do an interview with me. It is just a time for me to get to know them better, for them to get to know me better. After you have done that, you can enroll online at rcsrams.org, and then we'll be able to register you for the high school courses. There's our address, phone number, and website, and I am just so happy that you have chosen to listen to this video. And as I mentioned, do not hesitate to call us, email us. You can go to that website, rcsrams.org, and click a message, submit that to us that way, and we're happy to connect with you and answer any questions that you might have.